handling. So there is only 5 keywords we are having for handling exceptions. One is the try, second is a catch, throw, throws, finally, and there are some common exceptions which I will discuss with you. So there is only 5 keywords. Okay. Now look at here. What is the technique of handling exceptions? Now exception handling process. When an unexpected event occurs in a method, Java creates an object of the type exception. Okay. So whenever any exception occurring, it is creating one object exception type. And Java sends the object to the program by an action called throwing an exception. So it is throwing exceptions. We can also throw manually, but here JVM is throwing in exceptions, and the exceptions object contains information about the type of errors and a state of the program when the exceptions occurred. So what is the state, what is the type, whole message and all, everything will come to that object. Once we display the object after catching, we can get it what is the problem. To handle the exception, an exception handler has to be created. Okay, and look at here some more syntax and all. So here we are having try block. So if we are having try block now, so open the try block and we can write all the stuff here in the try block. So let us say you're writing 20 lines of code. Okay, all 20 lines of code, put it in between the try block. And try block is called guarded section. It keep guarding the statements. Once the exceptions occurred, it throw it. And after throwing, we are writing some catch block here. So this guy will catch it and display the message and continue the execution of the program. It will not halt. If I proper handle uh, the exceptions, your program will keep running. So next is the catch block, is used to catch an exception thrown from the try block. And the scope of the catch block is restricted to the statements in the preceding try block. The catch statement takes a parameter which is the object of the exceptions class that refers to the exceptions caught. Okay, so one try block can have multiple catch. Now you can see the full code of the try catch. Okay, so try catch, here we are writing all the code. Okay, so the code are inside my try block. So once exception is raised here, it will throw it. So exception has one exception type object has been created. Now this guy will do what? It will catch it. So this object will get initialized with that. And if I print here system.out.println and I say sc, okay, I'll get the output. It will show me the problem what happened here. Okay, so that is what try catch. So in a catch always we pass one exceptions. So this is one catch. Again we can write another catch. So we can keep writing the multiple catch here. So as per my exceptions, that particular catch will get executed. That particular catch will get executed like that. Okay. We have some other codes where you can get a clear picture of this. So if we can see this code here, what we are doing now, here we are trying to use one exception, that is arithmetic exceptions here. And in the code, this code I have kept where? In a try block, right? This is my try block, right? Now in the try block I did what? Int I equal to 100 and then int j equal to 0 and int k equal to I divided by 0. So 100 by 0, now it is k. So if you are doing 100 by 0, what value will come? It should be infinite. So if I print the k, can I display infinite value? No. So exception has raised at this place. This is the point where exception has raised. So immediately it will leave the try block and come to catch and display the message error E. Okay. After displaying the message, it will come to here. This is my next line. It will not halt. It will keep executing the next line. Okay. But once if it is leaving the try block from here and coming to catch block, it will never go back to run this line. Okay. Now you can see the output error Java lang arithmetic exceptions division by 0, and I am after catch. So this message is coming here, right? So I hope you understood the try catch now. Okay, and we have to understand the next sample here, sample 2 now. Look at this sample 2 now. Here we are doing little more with that, and we are trying to handle multiple catch here. So one try is there, and this try is having one catch, right? Another catch is here, and then this is after catch, right? Okay, so I have an int a array. Then we are saying a new int 10, right? Size is what? 10. So what is the index now? Index is 9. But what we are trying? We are trying to access 12. And do we have a 12 index? No. So exception is raised at this place now. Where it will go? It will immediately leave this try block and come to your check. Is it the exception which has been generated? Is it a arithmetic exceptions? No. Now again it will check the second one. Is it the array desert bond exception? Yes, it is. So this guy will hold the message what is the problem happened there. And this line will get printed, this line will get printed. And it will say wrong index number more than font. And then also will come error even. So whatever even is having, it will display here. You can display even all these object, but this is not a good idea, because if you are doing this practice, then user will not come to know exactly who is very much novice in the system or computer, and they are just using your applications. So you have to give some customized message so that anyone can understand what is the problem happen and what I enter the wrong. And after that, this line will get executed. So it will not go back from here or anywhere to execute the rest line. Once leaving the try, it will never go back. So if you can see the output, wrong index here, right? And then what is coming? So this is the wrong index, and then it is saying array index out of bond exception what? It is a 12. So it is saying 12 is not there. This 12 is not. Okay, I am after catch. The next and the last line is getting executed. Okay? Yeah. So another sample. Look at now. If you can see this code here. Here what we are trying? We are having one catch is here, another catch is here, another catch is here, right? Three catch we are using now. And if you can see this code, same code I've written again here, but I've just added one line here, and we are saying here p equal to 20, and we are trying to convert this p20 string s equal to p20, and trying to convert this p20 to num. Okay, and we are saying system order p-line num. What do you think? Is it possible to convert the p20 to integer? No. So exception is getting raised in this place, integer.parseInt. Once exception is getting raised, now it will check here. Is it arithmetic? No. Again it will check. Is it array sort of bond? No. Actually the exception is what? Number format exceptions. The number supposed to come which is the formatting having, but it is not. It is a p20. This is not a number, right? So what it will do? Now it will ultimately it will go to here and it will check exception. This guy can catch any type of exception because it is the super class for all the exceptions, right? So it can point to any subclasses. So we can catch it here. So it will come to here and display this line, general exceptions, and then this message will come. Clear? And it is saying here that if you can see this code here, general exception, the message is coming here now. Okay, and okay, just a moment. Yeah. So the message coming general exceptions, and then it is coming. See, look at here, number format. Sorry, exceptions for input a string p20. So p20 we cannot convert as a number here. I am saying I am after catch. The message is coming, right? Now we'll see the next example, sample 4. If you're having multiple catch, you have to be very careful, because the problem is what? If you're writing here like this statement, same programs are here, but I have done little changes. What changes I have done? This exception I have kept on the top, and then we are keeping rest catch, right? So this is the general exceptions, right? Parent of all the exceptions, which you should not have the first. It should come always in the last here, because if you're keeping in the first, then if any exceptions occurs, it will come to here. If any exceptions come here, it will come to directly here. If any exceptions coming here, it will come to here. Then this guy is useless. Why you are writing this? Because exception, the top level class, which can catch any exceptions, right? So it is not reachable. So it is saying here the masses will display what? Exception, arithmetic exceptions has been already caught. Okay, Aaron Desada bond has been already caught. That is the problem. So it should be always in the last. So you have to take care of that one. Okay. Now, so we understood try, catch, right? Try with multiple catch. Next is what? Throw. Throw a statement. Basically, throw statement is used for creating a user-defined exceptions. Let us say already this much exception has been defined, but you want to create your own exceptions. So if you want to create your own exceptions, you have to use throw clause here, and it is also used for throwing exceptions manually. Okay, and takes a single argument which is an object of the exception class. So we will use throw and then object, throwable object, you have to pass it there. So syntax is here, you can see this clearly here, that in your code it should be throw and then object of the throwable, you have to pass it. Now I'll explain through the code here how to understand throw. Now if you can look this code here, we have defined one, what we can say, ABC exceptions, which is extending a exception. So this is my user defined exception, right? If I extend exceptions, I will make one exceptions here. And then we are just saying ABC exceptions one constructor of my class, and I'm passing in turn I'm saying super s. So this message will go to the super class constructor. And then in turn it will go to the, I can say it will go to the throwable. Okay. So there's a one variable in the throwable class, detail message will get initialized. Whatever we are passing here, it will get initialized, and I can call the methods and all, and later it will go. So that is the one user defined exceptions which we have created here. Now we can see this code now. What we are doing, we are writing one applications, and we are saying main method I equal to 10 by 5. So it is normal division, no exceptions. But I am making exception that if someone divide and if I value comes 2 or greater than 2, okay, throw the exceptions. So this exception will throw. So what I am saying, throw new exception. This is the object of my exceptions, right? And I am saying, hi, you have a bug in your code. So this line will come to here. In turn, it will go to here, and then from here it will go to the superclass constructor, and then it will go to the throwable. Okay. So system order print line, if you're writing here, means if I'm writing like here second line, if we are adding system order plan code not reachable anything, so you should not do this practice. I mean, if you're writing a throw new, and after that if you're writing some line, that is no use. So message will come unreachable statement. Okay. Next thing is what here? Why we should not write any statement after throw? Because after throw it is going where? It is going to catch. then what is the use of writing this? No use, right? So it should not write any line after throw keyword, and catch will catch the exceptions. And okay, so just a moment. Yeah, so you understood how to create a, I can say, user defined exception, how to throw it. So here we are throwing manually, throw new exceptions. Okay, and once it is catch, so abc exception k, and then we are saying k dot get message. So this will give me the message, hi, you have bug in your code. So message coming here, right? You have seen here this code now. Okay, now next is the throws here. Throws statement is used to specify that an exception has to be handled by the calling method, and is used for an exception that a method is capable of raising but not handling. Means in a method, suppose you are writing some method, and here we are having the keyword throws and exceptions list. So you can say exceptions 1, 2, 3, you can pass like comma, comma, something. Okay. So here we can say this is a method signature. I have a method name and then argument and then throw. So this is the throws keyword. Throw keyword is always used with the method. Okay. Now, I mean, if method is raising exception but not handling, you have to use throws keyword. So if I can look at this first program, remember we have not written this throws I exception, so it was giving error, right? So in turn I have to write here also, because this guy raise exception and you are not handling in the except. So just you are saying try throws except I exception, right? Instead of doing this throws I exception, you can also write here the whole block in the try catch, and then it is fine. So that's what, if you're not writing try catch, you have to write throws I exception. Okay, and then it is fine. So your program will compiling fine here, and then we are executing also, right? So we are taking input enter name James, enter age 12. So and then it is calling like this method, and display method is returning me the value James and 32, right? Okay. So next is the finally method here. Finally, I mean finally block. So when you use finally block, finally, finally block is used when it is necessary to process certain statements, no matter whether an exception is raised or not. So that will get executed in any case. Look at here. So finally, and finally block could always get executed whether an exception has occurred in try block or not. So if you can look at this code here, I have a code here. So just I have written try and then finally. I'm not using catch. Even you can write try catch finally, all these three. So here exception has been raised. Now it will come to where? There's no catch you have written. So automatically it come to here finally and display this message first doing finally. So message coming doing finally, right? And there's no catch. So catch will come from the JVM and it will display message that division by 0 error. Okay, and this line will not get executed because you have not handled properly, right? Okay, so this is what finally we are having. Look at this another example. If you are having try catch finally together, then your program execution will be like uh, in a sequence, and it will not terminate. So 10 divided by 0, it will come to arithmetic exceptions, right? So this line will not get executed, and from here, so message will come division by 0, right? And then from here it will come directly to finally block, and message will come doing finally, and the last outside try catch will execute it. So this is what try catch and then finally we can write. Okay, so we can say try with multiple catch and finally. So finally help us to clean the process and all. Common exceptions. If you can see, we are having arithmetic exceptions, null point exceptions, array index, out of bound exceptions. So we have seen already this when division by 0, this exception was throwing, right? Null point exceptions, if we are creating object, I mean just we are writing a student s and then we are calling s.accept and s.display, and if I am not doing s equal to new student, I mean if you are not allocating memory, null point exception will come. Array index out of bound, you have seen, if size is 10 and you are looking for 11, 12, the index is not available, right? Number format exceptions, if you are passing something, some string, and that string you want to try to convert to the number, so number format exceptions will come. Class not found exceptions, if the class which you are typecasting from one class to another class, and if it is not set to class path, okay, class not found exception will come. I exceptions, if you are having or handling any IO package, you have to handle IO exceptions, then only your program will compile, else it won't.